Here is the lesson on markup, markdown, selling price, tax, percentages, all of those good topics. Again, always feel free to hit pause in order to write down anything that you may have missed. I'm sorry there is no essential question here. You can make one up, something maybe to do with how do I determine how much I'm saving if something's on sale? How do I figure out how much to charge for the cookies I made in order to make a certain percentage of profit? Anything along those lines. So you can kind of make up your own essential question. Markup and markdown, simply stated, here's what they are. Again, hit pause. There's a lot of screen down here. I don't think anything else is down here though. Nope. All right. Okay, so when we're dealing with markup percent of change, there are two different methods that we can use. You choose whatever method works best for you. It is really good to know both methods, but you choose which one works best for you. In both of them, we have to know what the amount is that we start with. So in this case, here's the amount that I start with. Then we're going to multiply it by the percent. Multiply, multiply, percent, and percent. The only difference between the two different methods is this number 1. What this number 1 does here is it includes the original amount that we are talking about. Let me show you an example problem on how it works and maybe you'll better see. So here we go. We have a bead store, and at this bead store this lady goes out and she buys beads at a wholesale price, and she's going to turn around and sell them at her store. Now if she sold them for the exact same price that she purchased them at, let's say she bought this bag for $5 and then she sold it for $5, well, she made her money back, but she's not making any profit. And when you own a business, you have paid the heat, the bills, the rent, all of that good bills, those good bills that come with it. So I don't want to charge exactly what I paid for them because I'll go broke and I'll lose my store. So I want to figure out how much to charge extra. Here she happens to be charging 75% extra, which is quite a bit, but she happens to be charging 25% extra. So here's what she does. She goes to a store and she finds these beads for $9.14. She wants to sell them at 75% markup. So method 1 says take the money, the amount, $9.14, and multiply it by the percent. Remember though, that if this is 75%, the number is 0.75. So I need to take $9.14 times 0.75, and that's going to tell me how much I want to mark these up by. Whoa, sorry, that's the last one I had done. Let's see if I can get just that back. All right, good. So I'm going to take $9.14. I'm going to multiply that by 0.75. I get $6.85 and 8.55. So I have 6.855. Now, when I look at this, if I own a store, I'm going to take this and I'm going to round that up to 686. This is how much I'm going to mark up. I'm going to add on to my original amount. So now I take my amount of $9.14 and I'm going to add on the markup price. I'm going to add on the 686. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to sell these for $16. That is how much a 75% markup would be. If I started at $9.14, I want to turn around and sell them for $16, and that way I would be making $6.86 on the total. Method number 2. For method number 2, it's the exact same thing. It's going to give me the final price. It just does it in one different step. Here's my amount of $9.14. I'm going to multiply it by 1 plus my 0.75. Let's think about this for a second. If 0.75 stands for the percentage, what would 1 stand for? If this is part of a percentage, this one whole must mean the whole percentage, or 100%. That 1 or 100% means this entire amount. So what this little parenthesis thing is saying is take the entire amount plus the 75% markup and give me a final cost. And when I do that, I will get the same price as before. Over here, it's 2 steps. 1, find the markup, then add it on. Here's your final cost. Over here, 1 step, but you probably need a calculator for it to solve that. Try another one. Cheng Yu ordered a digital camera that costs $120 plus a 55% markup fee. What will the selling price be? Try both methods again. Here it is, $120. There we go. $120. My percent is 55%. So to find my markup, I'm going to take my calculator, 120 times 55%, or 0.55 as a number. Don't forget about that, 0.55. And I'll get $66. Then I need to take this $66, that's how much I need to mark it up by, and I need to add it onto here. 120 plus 66 will equal $186. Over here it's going to do it all in one step. Same thing, here's my amount times my percent. 1 plus 0.55. Make sure you have that 0.55, and you'll get the 186 right away. Choose which method works best for you. Okay, same thing here. Here's a different problem now. Notice now I'm not asking what is the selling price. This time I'm asking you for the sale price. What does sale price refer to? Well, how much is it on sale for? How much am I going to pay after I have the discount? Method 1 is the exact same, other than you're not going to add. So here I'm at a CD store. The CD Discount Superstore is advertising 20% off its sales. Jonas goes in, wants to buy a CD. The CD costs $18.15. Here's the amount. I want to save 20%, so I need to multiply it by 0.20. 1850 times 0.20, trying to do it in my head really fast, is $3.70. $3.70. Now, notice the difference. Sale refers to discount, so I'm not adding, I'm subtracting. So now I need to take my $8.50 and subtract $3.70. And then get my final cost. Method 2, take your amount of $18.50 times 1, and again, since it's a sale, we have to subtract the percent. In this case, I'm going to subtract 0.20, and I'll get the same price, same final cost in both. You just need to decide which way you want to do it. I'll show you one more for a sale price. My amount is going to be $14.50. The percent is 10%, so 0.10. My discount would be $1.45. This is the amount of discount, so now I have to do the second part of this step and subtract it. $14.50 minus $1.45 is going to be $13.05. Over here, check my math, double check your calculator, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I have my original amount of $14.50, and I'm going to multiply that by 1 minus the percent, and in this case the percent is 0.10, and that'll equal my final cost. One way to think about this is you're finding 90% of that total, but I don't want to confuse you quite yet if you're not there. And when I do all this math in the calculator or showing my work, I'll get the same price. Alright, another sale price. Before we get to our summary, or before we conclude, I want to touch base on tax and tip. I can teach this lesson on markup and discount, and I'll have kids say, yeah, I get it, yeah, I get it, not a problem, pretty easy, I get that. And then we'll go over tip. I'm no good at tip, I can't find that. Both of these are just markups. I have to do the same thing. If I'm at the store, I go to Target, I buy milk and a game for my kids. Let's say my total comes to $17.69. Assuming, well, it wasn't milk because it's something that's going to be taxed. So, two things that was taxed, and here's my total. I happen to shop in Hudson, so my tax is 5.5%. Method 1 would tell me to take 7.69 times 0.055 and get an answer here, so I'll quickly do that. 7, is it 17 or 7? 17, I keep saying 7. 17.69 times 0.055 is 97 cents. So then I get 0.97. What do I do with the tax? Tax is going to make it more expensive. So now I'm going to take my 17.69 and I'm going to add on my almost dollar. So we're going to have 18.66. 3 cents difference there, that should work out. And method 2 would work the same. $17.69 times 1, and since a tax is a markup making it more expensive, I'm going to add on, and the percentage would be 0.055. And once I type all that in the calculator, it should result in an answer that, if not exact, is very similar. 7.69 times 1.055, and I get a final answer, looky there, 18.66295, but still the same thing, 18.66. Tip, same idea. You're going to find out how much it is. Now with a tip, normally we do 10% or 20%, so that's pretty easy to do in your head. I'll do one example of a tip that you can do in your head. Whew, it's amazing how bright that screen can be when you're not ready for it. Let's darken that up a little bit. All right. So one example of a tip really quick. Let's say you're out at the store or out at Applebee's or Chili's and your total comes to $32.45. So $32.45. Typically leave a 20% tip. Yes, we can definitely go through the method 1 and the method 2 different tracks and figure out the answer. But remember that 20% is the same as 10% plus 10%. How do I find 10%? I move the decimal over one spot. So 10% in this case would be $3.24, and I want to do that twice. Of course, most people will just estimate the tip. They'll look at that and say, oh, 3 1/4, 3 1/4, this is $6.50, or they might even round it to 7. But that is how you would find tip. So and most people do 20%. If you're doing 15%, there's still a way, but 20% is what you want to do. So we have $45.91. What would the 20% tax be? Move your decimal over 1 to find 10%. So $4.59, that would equal 10%. I'm going to do that twice because I can just add. And I will have a total of $9.18. Usually we don't have the 18 cents. Again, we're going to round that somehow. Probably just either give them $9.50 or $10. But that's just a quick way to do that. If you want to use method 1 and method 2 for tax and tip, you are more than welcome to. I hope you're able to complete your markup and percent sale worksheet, and have a great day.